Hey, what's going on, guys? MinDQ787B here. Welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Thunder 2004. It's been a few days since our last episode, actually. I'm sorry I haven't been so active lately. I've been extremely busy. In our last episode, we did not do very well at Atlanta. We had a pretty off race, and honestly, the sheer consistency of Kevin Harvick just cannot be stopped. I'm going to show you this right now. This is 4 races in. He has 710 points. He has 1 win, 4 top 5s, and 4 top 10s, and just look at this average finish. He's a real threat for the championship, for sure. Not too far behind, though, is Dale Jarrett. Them two can't get away from each other, apparently. I think the championship's going to come down to these two guys right here. As for our defending champ, Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's having a really slow start, actually. Look at him. And he's now down to P11. Let's see, look at his defending champ stats. Only 1 top 5 in the 4 races and 3 top 10s with an average finish of 15.2. Come on, Dale, step it up. Yeah, that's what's been going on lately out of the last 4 races anyway. As for, actually, probably show you where we're at. As for us, we're down in P24. We're actually not too far back from our old Pontiac friend, Jerry Nadeau. We're going to try to hopefully go to Darlington with really high hopes because we have fresh stuff to come that came in for us today for this race. I'm looking forward to it. Look at that, 58, 59, and of course like 61, 56. But I think I know Bristol's coming up, so I'm going to use the weaker engine because I'm afraid I'm going to blow that up. As maybe like the weaker body as well. I'm probably going to try to save this stuff for Texas because Texas was pretty easy the last time around we were there. We got ourselves a top 20 after our terrible start. I hope we could just make that up as of like last season anyway. But that's just really been going on lately. I mean, our shop edition, we have 1 race left for our engine hoist as well. Can't wait for that to come about and get started with our next shop edition. So I do want to get as much money as we can because we do have, you know, only just about $500,000, which is fine. We're gonna use our next edition pretty soon. So with that being said, I think it's time to go back to. Oh wait, no. Before we even do that, actually, there was one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to overhaul this chassis. Do I want to do it in 4 or do I want to do it in 2? I kind of want to do it in 4. 4, 2? It's only $60,000 difference. I'm a bit leery for Bristol though. So we have this race. I mean, let's see. We have 4 races, right? Yeah. And Bristol could damage our car pretty badly. So as a fail-safe, you know, in case Bristol we blow up, this is our fail-safe. We're gonna overhaul this chassis for 2 races. So we got this race, and then afterwards for Bristol, if we blow up, we have that fail-safe ready for Texas because we're going into enemy territory in like 2 weeks. So I can't wait to you know, kick some ass over there. But anyway, now we can get ready to get going for our first race back at Darlington. I'm very excited. We have a fresh car. Look at that, 62 car rating, and I will see you guys at the track. All right, around 28.2 during practice. This car, I made the wedge a little bit. I adjusted the wedge a little bit on this thing. It's super loose off of 2 if I don't do it correctly. So I might change that back. I'm not so sure, like depending on how the first run goes. As I scrape the wall on this back straightaway. You know, Darlington stripe that's supposed to go here, but not on the backstretch wall. But all right, let's see how we do in our flyer here. All right, so that's 26 right off the bat. That's a good sign, actually. So see if we can just try to hold the bottom here, go to the middle, then go right back to the bottom. We just couldn't stick on the fully bottom right off the bat. Going down the back straightaway now, as we're gonna try to get a good dive into turn 3. Just don't want to. I want to let the car rotate, and then we try to get back on the gas. There we go. Oh, this is a good lap. This is a good lap. Let's see. 28.0. That's 2/10 faster than what I ran. That's 6th place. Really nice stuff. I think I hit the hammer on the head on that one. Nice. Anyway, let's head off the pre-race.
This is Joe Moore along with Barney Hall for MRN, and we're live at Darlington Raceway, the granddaddy of super speedways, in Darlington, South Carolina for the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. Every driver who comes here has one goal in mind. Don't add any paint to the wall. What makes Darlington so tough?
Well, this is an egg-shaped track with different links and different bankings in the east and west turns. That makes it very tough for the drivers. But the question is, why is it egg-shaped? Well, when it was built, the landowner decided he didn't want his minnow farm disturbed, so they simply pinched in the corners of what is now turns 3 and 4 to give it the distinctive egg shape that it's now famous for.
Joe Nemechek finds himself in a bit of a slump.
He definitely needs a good finish, not just for himself, but for the team, his sponsors, and everyone else involved with that team.
Johnny Benson is having some trouble in the points this year.
And of course, nobody wants to be on the bottom of that points list. He'll have to work extra hard to pick up spots. Not an easy task to dig yourself out of a hole in this series.
Something a little out of the ordinary in this one for Kurt Busch.
You're right, it's going to be tough for him. You get so used to starting up front, and then you have an off week and you have to start towards the back. Then when race day comes, you feel like you passed 1,000 cars at the end. And worse yet, sometimes you never make it to the front.
Start your engine.
Well, that was really weird to see Kurt Busch all the way back in P6. Not P6, P42. We're starting in P6. So yeah, that's very, very, very odd. I don't see Harvick nor Jarrett. Well, I see Jarrett like in the 4th row there, but I don't see Harvick anywhere. Where'd he qualify? Fittipaldi qualified higher than him. What the heck? Where'd he be? He's got a lot of work cut out for him. Darlington's not an easy track. Speaking of speaking of getting going, away we go. 73 laps here today at the egg-shaped oval. Yeah, this of course, for those who don't remember, the reason why we made this was the track known for Mike Skinner before he retired for being an absolute giga chad, holding up the entire pack. Because it's actually really, really hard for the AI to pass because of how thin. Even though I could clearly just go down here or whatnot. That's not the racing surface according to the AI. This is. So it's really hard for the AI to pass one another. And sometimes they would check up towards like the wall and would just stack the entire field. So if you're like starting in the back especially, you have to be aware of that sort of thing. We're still having a decent run here so far. Sadler just had an excellent qualifying session for him. Both the Robert Yates cars are doing very well. My expectations today, I mean, honestly, my expectations aren't really that good. I just want to get to our top 25, continuing from that. I just want to make sure I don't lose the car and keep the car clean. Because I want to use these parts for Texas. Bristol, I'm going to go into the other one. I really don't care about Bristol, to be honest. We're going to use that as a throwaway race, most likely. But I'm enjoying this where I'm at. Like we're running with the big dogs here on our 2nd season, right off the bat. Like we're doing very, very well. I did not think we would be up here on our 2nd season on the hardest difficulty. Like normally it would take like people like 2-3 seasons at least. Now we're up here. I mean, we're not up there on a consistent basis, but we're up there when we want to be up here. Like Bristol, we're gonna be in the back. Like more than likely, we're gonna have a completely disaster race. Just wanted to give you a heads up for next episode anyway. Definitely this one though, you're in for a good one. Because we brought our brand new stuff here for this race, and we're gonna take it to Texas as well. Well, Nadeau's not too far behind me either. What a good run for the 01 car. And there's our Daytona 500 winner behind us as well, behind Sadler. Now, I'm not too worried about what I'm dealing with right now. As long as I keep my car clean, The AI is already starting to spread out a little bit because I think they started checking up back there for each other. I mean, especially with the pit cycle kind of like being a disaster for some people as well. Like, I want to go in basically as soon as I possibly can, because pit road can be really treacherous in this track as well. And the tires, though, they wear. So I'm not sure when I want to go in. I'm going to have to figure that out, because it's still going to be a two-stopper no matter what.
Right front tire's a little warm. Careful now.
Ooh, right front already starting to wear out a little bit. Ah, well, there's our first Darlington stripe. It had to come eventually. Now the car's going to be a little bit tighter. We got Rusty Walls coming right with it. I think that's Mikey as well. Mikey's coming back here, too. I mean, we could kind of hold these guys up because we're about the same speed.
We're just 4.5 seconds off the lead. Be patient.
But it doesn't really look like we're going to be able to get up there on raw speed anyway. Hopefully those guys get... Whoa, hold on. A little bit loose. I forgot I made the car a little bit loose, and it gets a little loose off of 2. The car feels fine. I want to say the car feels pretty good. It's just loose off of 2, and honestly, I really don't want to make any changes to the tire pressures or anything. I kind of have it at 21, like a really odd number, because I don't want it to wear out too quickly, because 20 is like the threshold on like many mile-and-a-halves and, you know, tracks like this, where, like, yeah, you're going to have a lot of grip, but it might wear out a lot quicker than you think. I mean, 20 is about that threshold. 21 for a little bit more wear, 20 for a little bit more grip. Because we have a chassis of 58, I'm starting to get, you know, I'm really get used to driving a whole bunch of cars that were, like, poor in the chassis grip. By the way, we should not be up here. Well, that's just the way I guess this story is going to be going, I suppose. I mean, like, I didn't think we'd be up here at this point in the career mode. And we're starting to pull away a little bit from Sadler now, too. Ken's is just still trying to get around him. Like I said before, it's really hard for the AI to pass at this track, especially because the track surface is really thin, like in terms of the width. But yeah, in terms of like the way the car handles, I like what I see. It's all a matter about taking care of the tires, because when I was a kid, like a little younger kid, I would just sail off into turn 3, and I would lock up the tires, like front smokes, like I would do at Martinsville or whatnot. God, I hate. I'm gonna have to come to that track. And oh, there goes Ashton Lewis. So no number 4 car shenanigans this time. Oh, we got another Darlington stripe off of 2. Yeah, turn 2 has definitely been my Achilles heel, as they finally starting to catch back up to me now, because I keep making those same mistakes off of 2.
The 38 car is looking high.
But yeah. It's been really peaceful, though, besides that. And Sadler got around... I'm sorry, Ken's got around Sadler, and we got very tight off of 4, and we let the spot go. So it does get tight at the very end of this run. I think it's part of that is due to the right side damage I have. Because I brushed a wall a couple times, and you can see the Darlington stripes I see. But other than that, there's really no issue with the car.
Let's get a new left.
I mean, it's also probably the fact I'm running out of grip on this car already. I'm just wondering, we're a top 10 car, it looks like, or a top 15 at the very least. Oh, okay, tires are very worn now.
Be careful, fuel's getting low.
Now I'm kind of reluctant to even think about doing the 20 PSI. I really think I should, but I might do that for like the last run. I might have to go long on the second run for that to happen, though.
The 01 car is looking right.
But until then, we're going to keep defending this top 10 spot until pit cycle begins. I forget what 73 divided by 3 is. We still have only 1 car out of the race, and that's Ashton Lewis in the 4. We're just going to keep continuing to help hold up our friends and our drivers, fellow drivers as well. And we got very, very tight. We have to let Jerry Nadeau go by here. because we got to give him a little bit of space. We tried to squeeze him, didn't work. So Jerry Nadeau, a nice cool face to see in the top 10. And whoa, we got very, very tight. We slammed the wall. We have to make it. We have to make adjustments really, really soon. And we're gonna have to repair that damage as well. I mean, the sad part is the car was very good. It's just now I keep messing it up because now it's just so tight and the tar is just gone. Yeah, those three are starting to pull away from me now because the tire wear is gone.
All right, now get hungry. We need to eat up this 10-second gap to the leader.
All right, I'll pit on lap 25. We'll do maybe like 25 and then maybe like a 26 lap run. And just have a sprint for like the next 20-some laps.
Come in for some gas.
Oh, it's so hard to turn now. Yeah, we got to. And the good news is pit road's empty, so we can be the first ones in. Of course, I keep mentioning before, that's a huge downside too, because, you know, in the long run, they're going to get us. Because pit road's a bit of a bad thing in this track, we're going to try to come on down. This track is actually really hard to get into pit road, I'm not going to lie.
What's wrong? You're clear.
We were a little bit slow going into there. Do I want to adjust the wedge to accommodate the end? Yeah, let's try it. Something tells me I'm gonna regret it, but it's all trying to compensate for the end of the run. I'm probably gonna fix something that's not broken though, and that's what's really gonna kill me here, I think. I can already see this is what's gonna happen. Hey, maybe you never know. It might work out. That was a fantastic stop, by the way. Good job, pit crew. Well done. You love to see that as we're back away. Try to get back out there. Try to get out in front of these guys. I don't want to be in traffic. All right, we're behind traffic. That's not what I want to see. And Kurt Busch still struggling to get around these guys. Like I told you all, it's really hard for these AI to pass one another. As now pit cycle is officially begun.
38 down low. Okay, we're clear.
We must have not have had a good pit stop because Mikey has gotten in front of us. I mean, Jerry Nadeau also got in front of us as well. Like I knew we were kind of slow going into our pit stall, so maybe that's what's causing that issue. I was trying to avoid the cluster of cars that may or may not have came in. We're going to try to get around Mikey because we're going to use Mayfield as a pick. Thank you, Mr. Mayfield. And we're going to slide job on him as a thank you in that Mountain Dew Dodge. It'd be fitting if that car was actually in the Southern 500, but Mayfield now comes into pit road. The leader just came down pit road as well. All right, this might be the end of the pit cycle because now we're on a P11. P11 in this race. We did. Oh, whoa! The car just got randomly tight there. Going into 3. Maybe I must have not slowed down enough. We're kind of all by ourselves a little bit with Michael Waltrip. Jerry Nadeau having a fantastic run in P10. I'm rooting for him, really. Good job. Of course, in real life, he wouldn't be racing in 2004 because of a career injury in Richmond during practice, I believe. He's trying to take the flight right now to Matt Kenseth, but good luck, buddy, because it's really hard to pass here at this track. Right behind us, though, is Mark Barn because he's out on really, really fresh Go For Dr. Feelgoods. My plan is to probably go long, like as long as possible this time. Then set the tire pressure back down to 50, and let's just see if this wedge adjustment really does help. Because so far, I'm not feeling anything much, besides the oversteer like that. I'm thinking it's probably the way I'm driving turn 2 is probably why I'm just like getting loose off that corner every single time. Oh, we have a little bit of contact between Mikey and Mark. Mark just had enough of Mikey. He's like, nope, I have the fresher tires. Get out of my way. We might lose the spot, actually, because how quick Mark Martin is. We might not give up much of a fight. We're trying to actually run down Jerry Nadeau. As we leave the bottom open for like a brief moment, and then we close the door back on him. Mark, I think, just tapped the wall a little bit, trying to get around me on the outside. All right, there's traffic for the leaders in front. We could capitalize on this, especially if they're side by side. 3 wide here, forget about it. They're not gonna do that.
Right front tire's a little worn. Careful now.
Already? Maybe I did make my tire wear a little bit too high for this. I mean, I didn't like, my springs are only 50 and 70. So, I don't know, maybe it's just because of the length of the race. Being a 400-mile race. Well, it looks like I kind of stand corrected. The leaders actually learned their lesson. And here comes Mark ready to fight us on the inside. I might not put up too much of a fight as I hit the wall. Like a doofus. Make that 3 Darlington stripes. Because I don't think those stripes were me. Those, I think, were me. Those 2 right there. Oh, there goes a little drift there. Apparently, Mikey just got sent too far back after that little contact that now Rusty Walls and Sterling Marlin got around him. Speaking of Rusty, he's ready to pass us on the high side here, which is something that they really should not do because here comes Marlin, the other name brand sponsor, in the 40 car, trying to get around him. I think he's going to be able to do it. He's going to try to go for the 2-for-1 special in 1 lap. Yeah, the right rear just got worn there. I couldn't really control the car that much. As now Sterling Marlin gets around us. As we settle down to P13. We're doing the best. Like, this is still a fantastic run for us. I just wish we could just stay up there the entirety of the race. But I think in the end, it just won't, you know, we'll just try to salvage what we can each and every race. It's what it looks like here. We're going to try to keep blocking Rusty down here. Because we do want to manage our tires. And it looks like Rusty is coming down the pit road very early, actually. So he's going for the undercut for the second stint. Pit cycle looks like he's already ready to be underway, as we're now in the top 10 thanks to people coming into pit road. It looks like Dale Jr. was one of those guys to pit road, as well as, I think, Bobby Labonte. Well, whoa! Okay, that was almost a disaster as we went down the apron. We should not have done that. As our plan is to go long, because we cannot make 30 laps. We got to make like about maybe 27. We're gonna try 27 laps here. We're gonna go as long as we can because we do want to make the third run, you know, catching those guys at the end. Hopefully, the leaders will get stuck behind lap traffic like they did at the Southern 500. That's what I'm banking on. Is for leaders to get stuck behind the lap cars.
Inside. Okay, we're clear.
Oh, we kept the car out of the wall. We had to give Dale Jr. room because I wasn't planning on holding him up. But you could see what I mean though about the lap cars holding up like the lead lap cars, especially out of like turns 2 and like 4 or whatnot. They could pass them on the straightaway, but that's just about it if they're lucky. Because you can see here, like, Sprague is being held up by Marlin, and Marlin is holding up Dale Earnhardt Jr. We could actually pass Marlin at this rate because Sprague it's now Sprague's turn to be the Giga Chad, it looks like. Just really asserting his dominance in the Haas Pontiac. Yeah, that's the same team that Tony Stewart took over, by the way. That's the car number that started it all and the sponsor that started it all. I wish I could edit like the car ratings. Whoops. I wish I could edit like the driver and car ratings to make like more cars competitive. Kind of like what we have in NASCAR in real life, where we have like basically almost the entire field somewhat competitive anyway. Yeah, the 8, like Dale is really not happy right now. He is boxed in. I mean, I'm trying to go after Marlin because he's for position. But man, He's finally getting around Sprague. Now here comes Kenny Wallace in the mix because he just got fresh tires. My car's just getting very tight, and I have to use him as a ping pong. Don't forget, we come in about a few laps. We're going long for this stint. As you can see, like there's a massive difference between you know, Sprague and Marlin. You can see there was a massive difference. Like you just couldn't get around them. That's the thing I'm trying to hope for during this whole pit cycle exchange, is for others to get held up.
We can't lead laps with no fuel. Pit now.
Yeah, crew chief. I'll see you in pit road in a few laps. Alright, I couldn't do what I want, so we're going to have to come in this time. Box. I can just see the fuel tank light just coming up, and we're going to try to dive down the pit road. Alright, much better entry than what it was last time. I mean, we're going to go less on the tire pressure now, and we're going to use the repair damage thing, because we do need a little bit more aerodynamics, and honestly, car's great. Car's a lot better than what it was at the very end of the run. I'm very happy with the car. No changes besides the besides an air pressure to get more grip. All right, guys, you made me proud on the first one. Let's see if you can do it again. This looks good. No, never mind. All right, good. That was on paper. That was like expected time. So you know what? We're good about that. Some people pitted in early, so keep that in mind. We're gonna try to get out in front of Jeff Gordon. I'm not sure if he's can't come in yet. Here's our friend Johnny Benson, and we're gonna come out right just behind Stewart. So we're still behind traffic a little bit here. I think those guys are for like a lap ahead. We're gonna try to get around them there, but I don't want these guys holding me up on the fresh set as Stewart and I make contact. I said, excuse me, sir. May I come pass through?" And he was like, "No." And I said, "Fine, I'll do it the hard way." Now Johnny Benson's gonna try to go around Jeff Gordon as we nearly slam into Ryan Newman. I'm not sure if these guys are pitting this time. I might just let them go. They do not. Okay, so we're going to try to sneak around Ryan Newman. I don't want to get held up by these guys for too long, especially Jeff. I know Jeff's a fast car, but oh, it looks like Benson's like wiggling a little bit. What's going on with him? You see that? He was wiggling. Looked like he was trying to save a little bit of more gas, get as much gas as he can out of this second run here. As we're going to go, we're going to try to pinch Gordon on the high side, but he's just clear. We're going to send it down in here. Use the apron to get around them, because remember, this is still technically the racing surface. It's just the AI will not go down here. And now we clear Jeff Gordon. There's our old friend Johnny Benson in front of us too, who is actually for position apparently. So that's interesting. I'm not sure if we lost time on pit road. Maybe that whole exchange. Maybe he just came in early. I'm guessing. But that's what it seems to be anyway. We're going to try to get around him as best as use our fresh tire to our advantage, because he probably pit like very, very early. We're going to keep that alliance going with the Pontiacs. And just, you know, I'm trying to get Craven as well, so we can get all three of the actual good Pontiacs to work together. But Benson, I know you want to race hard, you want to defend that spot, and I know it's understandably hard to pass, but I got to get around you, mate. See you later. Fresh tires coming through. Finally, the tire wear stats really starting to pick in as we got some more people coming down pit road. I'm very interested to see how this cycle will last. And Johnson's pitting from the lead. That's what I really wanted to know, like, who the leader was. Part of me wished it was Kurt Busch to have a miraculous 42nd to first drive. That would have given him driver of the year to get around 41 cars at the hardest track to pass. Instead we give him a little encouragement nudge. It's like, hey, do better. But we get a little bit of karmic retribution as we get a little bit too tight, but we still keep the car in order. We're back in the top 20 thanks to the pit cycle, but I still think we're not done yet, because we are a lap down. We should not be a lap down anyway. Benson is gone from our mirror, by the way. I mean, like, those tires have really caught up to him. Meanwhile, we got our Rookie of the Year well, winner, I guess you could say, Kevin Grubb. I mean, that's probably going to be the only achievement he's going to have this coming season as the new leader comes down pit road. Who that be? That is Sterling Marlin. Kurt Busch was actually in second at the time. Maybe he was hoping for a caution. Honestly, I was too, for his sake. Oh, we got a huge checkup from Harvick. It looks like it's Fittipaldi once again. It looks like it's Fittipaldi this time just being an absolute Chad, holding up Harvick.
Number 22 is gaining on you.
We have a little bit of a nudge with Greg Biffle.
Right front tire's a little more. Careful now.
And really, we're just using Fittipaldi as a pick. But Harvick has other ideas as Fittipaldi blocks us instead. What are you doing?
Number 16.
We're going to try to go underneath him, but it does not work. He's just holding the bottom very, very well. But this is what I was trying to avoid, is this traffic. But we just happen to be in this traffic at the same time. I mean, we could get that spot. Like, Harvick was one of the front runners. He's the point leader, mind you. Harvick is the point leader, mind you. If we can get around the point leader, that's very, very good. But I was not clear of the 22. I'm sorry, 26. Like the spotter, he always makes the same mistake. Like, hey, that's the 22 car. Nope, it's the 26. Get it right, spotter. We should not be done pit cycle. I hope not, because we're in 16th. We were running in 12th or 13th at the end of that run. We're going to try to get around Harvick here. I think we have the tire advantage. Maybe that's why I'm just trying to wheel these guys down. Like, this is huge. This is a huge moment of the season for us. If we can get around the point leader, who was having a near-perfect season. Unfortunately, he's not doing very well here in Darlington. We're going to give him a little bit... No nudge. Wait, that was a clean pass. And I think he's behind Mikey, because Mikey is, I think, a spot ahead of us. Well, I guess this might be the end of the pit cycle, because we're not really where we're supposed to be, but I think it's just the way it is, I suppose. Maybe we were just a little bit... Our strategy was just a little bit too off. But, yeah, we got Mikey in front of us and Rusty. I think that's him up there. We can try to get 13th at the end of this, but that's about it. We're still on the lead lap, mind you, which is still good. But I think those tires are starting to wear out for those other guys, and I think we might have gotten our strategy a little bit on point, I hope. But I think those guys that have stayed out the longest really, well, I guess benefited from that. Pitting now for like a late race restart is not going to be worth it. As we're going to say hello to our super speedway friend, battler rival Mikey, and see you later. Up next is Rusty Wallace. I think you could tell by the telemetry sheet we see a whole lot of cars up there. We could try to get them, but I don't maybe if this was a Southern 500 we would get them, but not this race anyway. We could try to get Rusty, but that's about it. I don't see us getting anything else besides that. I think that's a lap car of Stanton Barrett in front of him. Hopefully he puts up a little bit of a fight so we can actually steal 13th. But yeah, we're sailing away from the point leader of Kevin Harvick. So that's incredible. I'd say this, if we finish where we are now and no issues pop up, this is a massive W for us this season. This is an absolutely massive W for a mile-and-a-half program, and I can't wait to take this exact car, you know, repair all the body and all work for the guys back at the shop. This is an absolute W for us.
Let's get a new left rear tire.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to catch up to Wallace, especially now he's got around Barrett. That's fine, though. P14. I see this as an absolute win. Well, last lap for us, and Harvick's really trying to get around us here. It looks like he's right on the back of us, and we almost hit the wall there. We almost choked that spot away. We're going to try to finish ahead of the point leader, it looks like here. And as long as we have a good 3 and 4, which we're, you know, this is a really good 3 and 4, I want to say, but we get tight off the exit. We get really tight off the exit. We have hit the wall in our Darlington stripe, and we finish ahead of Kevin Harvick. Damn right we can, crew chief. Dale Jarrett once again gets win number 2, and Johnson wasn't far behind. What a race.
The yellow flag didn't fly at all in this one.
Well, that's good news for all these race teams because that can mean one thing: no major wrecks.
Unfortunately, we're out of time for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week at Bristol.
Today was a massive dub for us, for sure. A massive dub. we can actually have a lot of money going into the for our next shop edition what we want to purchase. It's definitely time we can actually start working on the draft now with this money that we got. But here we have the actual race results. Gordon led the first 28 laps or whatnot. Then Jarrett must have gotten back at them for the next few laps. He got the most laps of the race, it looks like. So it's Jarrett first, Johnson second, Ricky Rudd third, Stewart fourth, Jeff Gordon make up your top 5, Newman sixth, Junior seventh, Kenseth eighth, Nadu with a fantastic 9th place finish. Great job for the 01 team. And Mark Martin rounds up the top 10. As we take a look at the rest of the field now, I'm really impressed with that 01 car this week. I'm glad Nadu did very well. Let's see here. Yeah, it was just only one DNF with Ashton Lewis on lap 16, so that's unfortunate. Well, that'll do it for this episode here at NASCAR Thunder 2004. That was a massive dub for us to keep the car clean mostly, and hopefully it doesn't spend too much on the durability of the body, even though he smacked it around a couple times, because I want to use that for Texas. We did very well for Texas, and we're going to use a different body for the we're actually going to have a different car for the short track here at Bristol, because we're going to be using this one as a throwaway, most likely, as we had painful memories of both Bristol races this coming game. This track's actually a lot harder than you think. In terms of career mode, this track I think is the hardest. Bristol is ridiculously hard because the AI are just really, really good at this track for some reason. They just have powerful cars. And if you have 50-50, forget about it. You ain't going nowhere. But I'll leave this off here. In case you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps out the channel. And hopefully we can carry this momentum for the next few races, because at this rate, we could be more than just a midfield car, because that's what we are right now. This season is going off to a fantastic start. We cannot get complacent, though. We cannot have like 4 or 5 DNFs in a row like we did last time. I mean, we could afford to do it last time because we were rookie, but since we're like with good equipment now, we really can't afford to like break those set equipment. But that's the storyline for the next few races anyway for us. I will see you guys at the next track. Please see you guys then.